When I realized that the power of being an underdog allowed me to really grow, it allowed me to see my potential, it allowed me to remove any of the expectations. The underdog is the person that everybody can relate to. Make a choice. Be a champion. All right, ready?
Yep.
Being the underdog is actually like having a secret weapon. The only problem is that you just don't know how to use it. I've been the underdog with everything my entire life. When I was a kid, I was always not big enough. I was always not strong enough. I was always with the crowd that, you know, I wanted to be. I wasn't cool enough, and people always put me down for it, and that affected me. So what it did is that when I was the underdog, I was always, okay, well, I'm already expected to lose. When I got into fighting, it was the same thing. Being the underdog was what it was expected. It's like when I would go up against the opposition of whatever rankings they had, I was never giving the chance to win. I was always the kid. I was always the guy that people just wrote me off. And so what that did to me was it made myself write me off as well. I didn't believe that I could beat anybody that was touted higher than me. I didn't believe that I could beat people that were in the newspapers or in the media, because that's what I was conditioned to do. I was the underdog. I was always expected to lose, so when I lost, all I was doing was giving the people exactly what they had already expected. So it made me expect it as well. When I started to have a shift in my mindset, I realized that the underdog gives you the opportunity to really rise. The underdog is everybody's story. Everybody's the underdog until you give it a reason to be the favorite. There's something special when the underdog comes out on top. Look at Rocky. Rocky was the guy that nobody gave a chance to. Ended up going to the distance with Apollo Creed and then eventually beating him. He's the underdog. It's the guys that are at the top, everybody expects to win. And then they lose and everybody points the finger at them for losing. So which one's a better option? I know when I was fighting, I never gave myself a chance, and especially in the beginning stages. I used to change my hair color. I'd put on performances, and I'd want to put on this show so people could see me as this fighter, so people could see me as this savage. And I wanted people to see that image, not the underdog image that people saw me as. That I saw myself as. So I wanted to create this alter ego, this character that would be way bigger in life, would be way more than what I could have ever possibly be. So the underdog was buried in between this character that I created. And later in life, I realized that character that I created, this savage, was really in me the entire time. Like this feeling, this energy, this champion was always inside me. I just didn't believe it because all the people that had put me down for so long, that said that I wasn't going to do these things. If I was able to win because of this character, I was able to win because I was doing that. This idea of the underdog, that was just something that I let sit on my shoulders and weigh me down. When I realized that I had the power to be this character that I created the entire time, that underdog was time to fucking rise up. I didn't have to be a victim because I was an underdog. When I realized that the power of being an underdog allowed me to really grow, it allowed me to see my potential, it allowed me to remove any of the expectations. The underdog is the person that everybody can relate to. More people in this world can relate to being the underdog than being the man on the top of the mountain. I know this because that's where I've been my entire life. And for the guys that want to sit on a pedestal because they're at the top of the mountain, you're going to be there a lonely life, my friend. Because the rest of the world is trying to figure out how to grow. We're trying to figure out how to get past these hurdles. We're trying to figure out how we can get by all these people that are saying that we can't do it. The underdog is the story of all of us. Every champion was once an underdog. And once they become a champion, there's going to be a new obstacle that they're going to have to overcome. And if they get beat the next time around, they're going to be the underdog again. I've been in championship fights where I've been the reigning champion, I'm still the underdog. If we allow that word, that phrase of you're the underdog to affect you in a negative light, you're already creating the results. But if you take the pressure away from it, man, it becomes almost freedom. Because when you're expected to lose, there's no pressure. There's no pressure because that means the people are already counting you out. All you have to do is go perform. All you have to do is go do it. Most of the time people are doing that, they put that title on you because they don't know how it can happen. They don't see what you're doing. They don't see what kind of work you're putting in. And guess what? It's not for them to see. You go out there and do you. Rise to the occasion. Rise to the level that you know you can do by putting in the work. Every underdog will have its day. You just got to keep pushing and believe today's going to be that day. Even if it ends up not being, it'll be tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm going to wake up, this underdog is going to get out of bed, and I'm going to do everything I can to become a better version of myself so I can have that moment of glory. Every underdog has their day in glory, and it's up to us to decide when that's going to be. Hey guys, if you like this episode, follow the podcast and subscribe to our YouTube channel.